Elder Abram H. Cannon. I am sure that it would be the testimony of everyone present who has been listening to the remarks made during this conference that the Holy Spirit has been present and made his influence known. In looking over this vast congregation and considering the circumstances that now surround the people, I am reminded of the remarks made to me by a visitor to the city, a gentleman who was born and reared in Missouri, in the neighborhood where the Latter-day Saints once resided. He said, "The Missourians made a very great mistake when they drove the Saints away. Otherwise all their thrift might have been there, in places where now exists poverty, and where human beings can hardly be induced to live. It was not of our own choice that we came here. It was not because we were dissatisfied with the country or her institutions. It was because of a spirit of oppression and persecution that we had to leave the homes we had reared and everything dear to us. And why were we persecuted? Not because we had disobeyed the laws or violated the Constitution, not for being lawless, but for being righteous and honest, and desiring to serve God. But this has been the experience of all righteous people. The heretics of one age become the heroes of the next. When the Latter-day Saints lived in Missouri, their thrift was not recognized, but the day is now dawning when not only their virtue is being recognized, but the prophet Joseph too, and his doctrines are being proclaimed from the pulpits of the clergy. I know that this is a law-abiding people. I have never heard a word spoken against the law by any of the leaders of this church. They have always taught that God raised up and inspired good men to formulate the Constitution and prepare this land to be a gathering place for his saints. Joseph, it is well known, wanted to yield obedience to the authority of the law, and this led to his death. He had left Nauvoo in order to go to the Rocky Mountains, but when word came that his friends thought him a coward who wanted to flee from persecution, he returned. He thought that if he went, the oppressors would cease to harass the people, but when his friends taunted him, he came back, with the result well known. He fell, and sealed his testimony with his blood. The people have always submitted to the law, but when the laws have been administered in unrighteousness, they have, as it is the duty of every man, fled from the perpetrators of the injustice. It is a fact that the children of the community have their trials as well as the older members. They are tried when they see their fathers imprisoned or driven into exile, when by one single promise they would perhaps escape. This causes them to reflect upon the principles. If men will go into exile or into prison for them, what is there in them? Are they of God or of man? Such questions must arise in their hearts when they see these things. We will live to see the day when the promises of God will be fulfilled, but we will all have to be tested. Will we then be faithful? The majority of the people will, and if they will not, if they all turned away, God would raise up a people unto him of the very stones of the ground.